Okay, what if I told you there's a new worker showing up on job sites? This one, it never sleeps, it never complains, and it's not afraid of the most dangerous tasks you can throw at it. No, this isn't some sci-fi movie. This is the dawn of what's called embodied AI, and it's already changing the way we build our world. So let's dive into how this is happening right now. You know, this quote right here, it comes from a project lead at the ATX Tower construction site. I mean, think about it. After 28 years in the business, seeing an autonomous robot on your crew, that's not just a small upgrade, it's a fundamental shift. It's like watching the future arrive, right there on the concrete before your eyes. So picture this. The human crew clocks out and goes home for the night, and that's when this robot clocks in. It just starts moving through this constantly changing, totally unpredictable construction site. While the team is resting, it's tirelessly capturing data, checking the work against the blueprints, and flagging tiny issues that could turn into massive, expensive delays later on. And that really gets to the heart of why these machines even exist. They are designed, from the ground up, for the jobs that are the toughest for people. You know, the ones that are dirty, dull, and dangerous. In places like construction sites, mines, and energy plants, this is a total game changer.
And the benefits here, they're not just theoretical. They're incredibly real. We're talking about freeing up countless hours of manual labor, which lets the really skilled people focus on complex problems instead of just walking around taking pictures. By catching those small mistakes early, they prevent these huge, costly project delays. And honestly, with the labor shortages we're seeing, having a robot that can autonomously cover over 90% of a project, that isn't just an advantage, it's becoming a necessity.
So, who's the mastermind behind this incredible tech? Well, here's the twist. It's not a company that builds the actual robot bodies. Nope. It's the company that builds the brain. Let's talk about a company called FieldAI and its truly revolutionary approach. See, FieldAI is completely focused on creating a single, universal AI software. The big idea is to have one powerful, super adaptable brain that you can basically install on any kind of robot, letting it navigate and work in the real world. Their goal isn't to build one smart robot, it's to power millions of them with the same core intelligence. And this one brain idea is just so powerful. It seriously doesn't matter if the robot walks on legs like a dog, rolls on wheels, or even flies. This AI brain, which they've built on what they call field foundation models, or FFMs, it allows any of these machines to handle the pure chaos of the real world, whether it's a dark mine tunnel or a bustling city street. And you know, when Bill Gates comments on your technology, you're probably onto something huge. His point just nails FieldAI's whole philosophy. For years, we've had these really impressive robot bodies. But without a brain smart enough to navigate our messy world, they've been pretty much stuck inside factories and labs. So let's get into the core scientific puzzle that FieldAI really had to solve. How do you teach a robot to understand and move through a world that's always changing, a world it has never ever seen before? This is the central, almost paradoxical question that has been a headache for roboticists for decades. Seriously, think about it. To know where you're going, you need a map. But to build a map, you kind of need to know where you are. So how in the world do you do both of those things at the exact same time, starting from zero? Well, the answer has a name, SLAM. It stands for Simultaneous Localization and Mapping. And it's exactly what it sounds like, a robot building a map of its surroundings while figuring out its own location on that map, all at the same time, all in real time. It's the absolute foundational skill for any robot that wants to be truly autonomous. This classic diagram here shows it perfectly. So on the left, the robot starts sensing a few landmarks, maybe a pillar, a doorway. Then, as it moves, it starts building a map of where those things are, while at the same time plotting its own path between them. Every new thing it sees helps to refine both the map and its own idea of where it is on that map. Okay, so if SLAM is the fundamental problem, what makes FieldAI's solution so special? I mean, how did they take this academic concept and make it tough enough to work on the messiest, most chaotic job sites on the planet? Well, the difference is just night and day. Old systems are super rigid. They have to have GPS, which, doesn't work indoors or underground. They need a human to make a perfect map for them ahead of time. FieldAI's brain just throws all of that away. It needs nothing to start. It just figures out the world all on its own, and it adapts instantly when things change, no human needing. And this leads to just an incredibly powerful idea, something FieldAI's co-founder explained with this amazing example. So imagine a robot in Japan comes across wet concrete for the very first time and learns how to deal with it. Okay, that little piece of learning isn't stuck on that one robot. It gets uploaded to the central AI brain. The very next day, a different robot in San Diego, one that's never even seen wet concrete, instantly has that same skill. What this creates is this incredible network effect. It's like a hive mind for robots. Every single machine in the fleet is a sensor, out there gathering experiences that make the entire system smarter. The pace of learning isn't 1 plus 1, it's exponential. The entire fleet gets smarter from the experience of just one. All right, let's just zoom out for a second and think about where this fits into the bigger story of AI. What we're seeing right now is a huge shift, from an AI that just processes information to an AI that actually takes physical action. For the past couple of years, the whole world has been totally fascinated by conversational AI. Like ChatGPT. That's an AI that talks. It's a genius with words and information. But embodied AI, that's the next leap. This is an AI that does. It sees the world, it makes decisions, and it physically acts on them. We're literally moving from chatbots to do-bots. And you should know, this is not some small niche experiment. FieldAI has raised over $400 million. Let that sink in. That level of investment tells you that some of the smartest people in tech and finance believe this shift to physical, embodied AI is one of the most important things happening in the world right now. FieldAI's founder really sums it up perfectly. This isn't just an improvement, it's a whole new category. We are officially entering the era of physical AI, where intelligence isn't just stuck on a screen anymore. It's out in the world with us, interacting with it and changing it. And this really brings us to the ultimate vision, the end game. The goal here isn't about replacing people. Not at all. It's about creating a partnership. The mission is to build a future where humans are the strategists, the leaders, the creative problem solvers, and the robots are the ones we empower to take on the physical risks for us. Which of course leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. When we don't have to send people into dangerous mines or contaminated areas or up on shaky scaffolding, what does that free us up to do? As robots start to handle the risks of today, what incredible new frontiers in science, exploration, and creativity will humans be able to go out and tackle tomorrow?